I just want to start off by saying that this is not a tutorial, but I got a loom! I'm so excited. This did not come out of nowhere. I have taken a couple of weaving classes before and absolutely loved them. I mentioned it in a couple of other videos, but I ran into the weaving guild at the county fair, and I knew someone who was trying to rehome their shop, Mighty Wolf. And that is how I ended up with yet another new craft that I didn't necessarily have time for. But here we are. I am so excited about this. I've also picked up crochet in that time. I've been a little busy. But I am ready to get started on doing my first solo warping. I've done it before with a group and an instructor, but this will be my first time by myself. I bought some supplies, but not all of them, from the Woolery, including a boat shuttle. What I don't have is a warping board or a bobbin winder, because I figured for 2 months I could probably get by without them, and they would be excellent Christmas presents. The warping board is going to be the trickiest part to not have, because I'm just going to use my drill to wind the bobbin. But the warping board is kind of important to help measure the length of your yarn, and also to get them all organized. But that is partially why I started off this video by saying that this is not a tutorial. This is a chaos crafting video. I did some math last night, and I now know how long I want the yarn to be and how many threads I need. I'm also going to be doing twill, and yes, it currently is still October, so don't mind the Halloween nails, but I think I'm going to be making a Christmas-themed table runner, because maybe I'll finish this by Christmas. So I guess I'll get started on these numbers of yarn. I set up my improvised warp measuring system, and Sky did not last long helping. A warping board helps to measure the yarn. You make a weaver's cross at the end, which helps to keep all the warp threads from tangling. I grabbed my notes from class and used a stool and a dress form to make an improvised weaver's cross. I wish I had noticed that the stool was moving, but I didn't. I bundled these into groups of 10 for easy counting. I have 50. I need 142. This is gonna take a while. The first time I took a weaving class, I didn't do this part, just the fun actual weaving part. But the third time this summer, we did everything. I tied more bundles to see how many I had left. 8, 9, 10. So that's 100. Almost done. Somewhere around here there is a mistake, because I ended up with an odd number, which shouldn't be the case, because I started over here and I ended over here and there's an even number, so somewhere is a mistake. So I just made sure I had one extra. And because my thing moved, I have a bit of a droop. So I'm just gonna pull all the excess over to this side and trim it all to be the same length. An actual warping board would fix this problem. I tied all 4 sides of the weaver's cross into 2 bundles to keep everything organized. This is starting to sound like a tutorial. I'd better fix that. I've got all of my yarn tied up in neat bundles, and this is the excess from my thing moving. I pinned my beater in place, and I am ready to start threading the yarn through the reed. See, I know my loom terms. Sometimes. If the camera moves, Sky has decided to nap right under it. I cut the end of the weaver's cross and untied my cross bundles. Time to slay the reed! I was taught front to back warping, but you can also do this from back to front. I look forward to trying it later. I stuck my shiny new reed hook through each opening of the reed and pulled 1 yarn through, and all the yarns were in order thanks to my weaver's cross. And I did this for quite a while, every once in a while remembering to relax my shoulders. I was kind of stressed since the last time I did this I had an instructor in the room. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the thread on the top of the weaver's cross, sticking the reed hook through the next available slot on the reed, and pulling it through. Times 142-ish. I think this took about 20 minutes, and I probably should have started a project timer for this. Too late now. Last one! Hooray! Really quick before my camera battery dies, I just went through and checked them, and I found 3 mistakes. There were 2 holes here, and one of the ones over here was doubled up, so I fixed them, and I'm ready to go probably tomorrow, and I need to charge my camera. It's the next day, and I'm ready to put the yarn through the heddles. I'm going to have to pull it out a bit, though, because I need to get behind it, and it's currently up against some glass. Excuse me, Emmy, get a close-up. I brought her banana bed out here so she could be comfy while I do this. Hi, Emmy girl. You being a good doggy? Time for some weaving lingo. I have 8 harnesses, but I'm only using 4 today. The harnesses hold the heddles, which guide the warp threads to make patterns, or if that's too tutorial-ish, the harnesses go up and down and make pretty things. I'm doing a twill, which is a very simple pattern, just 1, 2, 3, 4, except that I'm doing it from the back, so it's really 4, 3, 2, 1. I pull a warp thread through a heddle in harness 4, then 3, then 2, and then 1, on repeat, until I run out of warps, except for the last one. Halfway through I took a break to stretch because I did not have good posture while doing that. Then back to do the other half. I'm looking forward to doing other patterns in the future, and I have found a whole bunch of patterns on Pinterest, but I thought I would start simple for my very first project. I thought this was going to take me all day. It took about half an hour. But again, twill is a very simple pattern. It makes me feel a lot more confident about doing more complicated patterns later though. It really wasn't that bad. And I'm trying to remember the next step. I know it's tying the yarns to something back here. I'm gonna go check my notes. This is the part I was concentrating on and I didn't really think any farther than that. My notes said to tie a 1-inch section in an overhand knot. And then the burglar alarm went off. What? It was one of many false alarms, as there's a backhoe next door making suspicious noises. Anyway, I tied a double knot and then checked my work. I found a problem, and it's a big problem. These two are not anywhere over here. They're definitely supposed to be. And I can't really fix it because the heddles are in a pattern, so I gotta undo all of this and redo it. I'm not gonna film that. All fixed. And I think the next step is to wind the warp to the back. Again, I had help last time I did this, so I'll just jump right in, I guess. I sound so confident. The crank didn't do what I expected, so I wound it by hand, and I will look into that later. I tied the front to the apron with the fancy knot that my instructor taught me. If you know what it's called, please put it in the comments, because I am definitely still learning. This is tensioned, I think, properly? Oh, hi, buddy. And I don't remember exactly how to do the tie-ups for the treadles. It raises some of the yarn. Yes, I know, buddy. And I'm gonna go do some reading on that and be done for the day. But I did a lot. Yeah. I know. Everybody wants something. Oh, you're my good girl. I couldn't quite figure it out from my notes, but I did watch a very helpful video, and I now have a pretty good idea about how I want to do the tie-up. And more importantly, I think I can read the pattern. This used to be a bear. So I guess I'll get started. And once the tie-up is done, I guess I get to start weaving. There was a little bit too much going on in here for me to figure it out, but looking at this book, which is this book, this is the 1, 2, 3, 4 harnesses that I threaded yesterday. And this would be treadle 1, treadle 2, treadle 3, and treadle 4. So I'm just gonna hook those up, and then I get to weaving. And with that treadling, I can do these patterns by following these different steps. And I also have, this is a different treadling, but the same heddling. I can do these patterns and these patterns. I'm sure there's more too. I labeled my treadles and which harnesses they tie up to. Speaking of, I tied harnesses 1 and 2 to treadle 1, 2 and 3 to treadle 2, etc. Also, I added tabby to 2 treadles, which is plain over 1 under 1 weave. I think that's good. I guess we'll find out. I'm ready to start, and the way that you get these kind of evened out is by weaving something thick in there until these gaps close. And I have here some strips of fabric, which the very funny story about this is my second time taking a weaving class. I made a rag rug with purple leopard print, and it's in my laundry room right now. And when I went back, probably 12, 15 years later, it was still in the weaving room. This is, I mean, I cut this up myself years ago. So I just thought that was really funny. And the new instructor gave me the rest of it, so I have it here. I started with my plain weave treadles, and already the tension is looking off. Is that foreshadowing? I already know, but you'll have to keep watching to find out. And also subscribe, because I always forget to say that. I kept plowing ahead, but I was slightly suspicious. Oh my god, there's a spider. Don't worry, it wasn't on screen, it was near me while recording the voiceover. It's gone now. I improvised my temporary bobbin winder, which worked fairly well, if a little bit wobbly. I wanted to start with 2 inches of plain weave for a hem, so I got to work going back and forth and back and forth. Uh-oh. I broke 2. Alright, I think I fixed it, sort of. I tied new string there. We'll see if that works. I also noticed that I missed one in the comb over here. And again! Alright, I'm definitely doing something wrong because this is the 3rd one that the heddles have like worn out, and I can see a couple more that are getting pretty worn, so I'm gonna stop and do some research. I just got back from the Weaving Guild meeting and they pointed out my very silly mistake, but it's an easy fix, so it's fine. The warp should be going over this beam, and it's not, so. It's putting extra tension on the heddles, which is why it was cutting through my yarn. Hello, sweet Emmy. That's an easy fix, just not right now. She also said that the back beam is removable, so I didn't even have to retie it. Just slide the beam under it and put it back into place. I also replaced the broken strands, but off camera. So I undid everything and I put the new warp threads fully in the loom. So I guess it's time to get started again. Round 2. Back to my plain weave for a few inches until my bobbin ran out, as I have other stuff I need to do today. I did it! Oh my gosh. It's not perfect, but it's working. This is so exciting. The next day I advanced the warp and wound a handful of red and green bobbins. I taped my patterns to the top here and I'm ready to get started. I feel like this is going to be the shortest part of the whole video and project, but I just went back and forth a lot. That was really fun! I'm so excited. It really didn't take that long either. So the plan is to do about 4 inches of each pattern. I think we'll do 3, because that was a good stopping point. 2 bobbins. And then switch to the next pattern and back to red. Yay! That really didn't take very long either. This took about 7 minutes. I think probably I should be doing like maybe a stripe a day. I really want to keep going right now, but I really should be doing other stuff. So I'll just do 1 more stripe and then go be productive. This is why I wanted a boat shuttle. You just throw it back and forth, but if you're using a stick shuttle, you get a lot of friction from yarn rubbing on yarn. I used one for my rag rug and it was very annoying. Okay, it's time to go sew. Just kidding. I love sewing. In fact, it is my dream to weave fabric for sewing. I am just about out of warp. So I guess it's time to do my final tabby and then finish it. I did stop filming this because it got kind of repetitive. My shed got smaller and smaller until I had to switch to the dreaded stick shuttle because it's thinner. I untied the knots from the back, mostly, and then I could pull the fabric to the front, and then I could cut it off the front. And before I could do anything that would unravel this too much, I ran a triple zigzag stitch over the edges. Since I didn't want to do tassels, I trimmed the excess and folded the edge over twice and stitched it into place, which was definitely back in my comfort zone. I did it! I made fabric! I'm so excited right now. It's definitely not perfect. I noticed a lot of things that I can improve on later. Yes, like petting the puppy that you can't see right now. The actual weaving was so much fun. The setup was a little stressful, mostly because I made that big mistake that I couldn't figure out on my own, but I'm really proud of this, and our Christmas table this year is going to be very well decorated. Since it's only November 14th, I think I am going to try that Christmas warp next that I talked about earlier. The pattern setup is only a little bit harder, and the rest of it is basically just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'll show you the result here if I do manage to finish this before this video goes out. So my really big goal for now with this loom is to actually make fabric that I could turn into a garment. So please let me know patterns for weaving and for sewing that I should make, because the only thing that comes to mind is a corset where the front is... What are you doing? So I did end up doing the other pattern, and even more ambitiously I made over 5 yards of it in 12 days. I'm looking forward to getting my warping board for Christmas and starting up the new project. Also, I made the mistake of inviting Sky up into my chair once, and now he demands to be here every single time I'm weaving. This chair is not big enough for the both of us. Also, he stole it before I even sat down this time. Anyway, this has been a really fun video. I want to say an extra special thank you to Anne for gifting me this loom. I am so excited. I have so many plans. The next one is not going to be holiday themed because I don't want to have a deadline. I can't wait to keep going after I finish this. Bye, everybody!